Hey there, friends of mine. Tuning in for a good book. It's Mr. C here, and I've got a story today that I want to read to you that is a take on a really familiar uh, little tale that we probably have all heard at least one version of. Little Red Riding Hood, who has an encounter with the big bad wolf, right? Who dresses up like her granny and tries to gobble her up. But this one that I'm going to read to you today, one of Scholastic's books, is by Alex T. Smith, and this story is called Little Red and the Very Hungry Lion. So you'll see there's a lot of familiar elements to this story, just the same as the original, or the one you're probably familiar with. This story was a gift to my classroom library by Ian and Monsi Mogay, the Mogay family. They've grown and left Cogburn Woods, but their book is left behind, and certainly all the memories we made while we were reading together. So this is Little Red and the Very Hungry Lion by Alex T. Smith. I love how this book starts. This is Little Red. Today, she's going to be gobbled up by a lion. This is the lion. Well, that's what he thinks is going to happen anyway. Let's see. So, let's find out what happened. Well, one hot morning, Auntie Rosie woke up covered in spots. There was only one thing for them. Spot medicine. Ring, 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 ring. Oh dear, said Little Red when she heard the news. I'll come right away. So she put some spot medicine in her basket and waved goodbye to her daddy. Okay, so we have Little Red, and instead of Granny, we have Auntie Rosie. And while Granny was sick in bed, it looks like Auntie Rosie has covered in spots. But you still see the similarities in those elements. It was a long way to Auntie Rosie's house. Little Red walked under the giraffes, over the sleepy crocodiles, and past the chattering monkeys. Okay, so we're not heading through the forest like in the original. We are heading kind of through a jungle or the African safari, maybe. She crept around the termite mounds and under the leaping gazelles. Then she caught a ride on an elephant and waved hello to the meerkat. Oh, I totally missed part of that. Let me reread this page. She crept around the termite mounds and under the leaping gazelles. Then she caught a ride on an elephant, wiggled her way around hippos and warthogs, and waved hello to the meerkats. Yeah, it certainly sounds like the story's taking place in Africa with all these animals that I know live on the Serengeti. Then she sat down in the shade of a shady tree, and that's when the lion arrived. The very hungry lion. Oh, hello, purred the lion. Where are you going? To visit my auntie, who is covered in spots, said Little Red. In the time it took for his tummy to rumble, the very hungry lion had cooked up a very naughty plan. Oh, here's his very clever plan. Sneak off to Auntie Rosie's house, hide her in a cabinet, dress up as Auntie Rosie, wait for a bit, jump up and eat Little Red. Eat Auntie Rosie for dessert. Well done. You are a very clever lion. And he rushed off to put his plan into action. When he arrived, the very hungry lion stuffed Auntie Rosie in a cabinet and locked the door. Then he squeezed himself into one of her nightgowns and covered himself all over in spots. Of course, when Little Red arrived, she realized right away it wasn't Auntie Rosie sitting in the bed. She quickly looked around and spotted her auntie peeking through a gap in the cabinet. There's this little itty bitty gap right there, and if you look really closely, you can see Auntie peeking out. Then Little Red decided that she was going to teach this naughty lion a lesson. "Oh, Auntie," cried Little Red, "what tangled hair you have!" Oh, and before the very hungry lion could even lick his lips, Little Red had brushed and combed and twisted and braided until the lion had a lovely new look. This had not been part of the lion's plan. So, look at that. Look at that new hairdo. He opened his mouth wide. "Disgusting!" shouted Little Red. "What gigantic, grimy teeth you have, Auntie!" Look at that. Uh-oh. She didn't seem scared really at all. And Little Red made the very hungry lion brush, brush, brush his teeth until they sparkled. "Oh, Auntie," sighed Little Red, "what an old nightgown you are wearing." And before the very hungry lion knew it, Little Red had found a much prettier dress for him to wear. This had not been part of the lion's plan either. Oh my goodness. Do you see that? Oh my goodness. "Stop!" yelled the lion. "I am a very hungry lion, and my tummy is grumbling." Uh-oh. This does not look good. Little Red pointed her finger. "Well, trying to eat children and their aunties is very naughty. If you were hungry, all you had to do was ask for some food." The very hungry lion let Auntie Rosie out of the cabinet and said sorry ever so politely. Little Red gave Auntie Rosie the spot medicine, which worked immediately. Then the three of them gobbled up a whole basket of donuts together. The lion had 5. Soon it was beginning to get dark, so the lion walked all the way back home with Little Red on his very best behavior. He promised to never, ever, ever try to eat another auntie or any children. Looking so proper there. But he might be tempted to eat Daddy. "No, bad kitty," she says. Look at him trying to take a nibble of Daddy. The end. I love a classic fairy tale twist. This taking the classic tale of Little Red Riding Hood and putting a safari twist on this definitely breathes new life into this classic story. I love how the lion thinks he's the one that's clever, yet as we read and find out that Little Red is actually the one who's being clever, and she figures out real quickly that it's Lion trying to gobble her up, right? And she's ready to teach him a lesson. Pretty brave too. I love that. Anyway, I hope you really enjoyed this little twist on a classic tale. I've got a few more stories I plan to read to you here at this channel before we wrap things up for the year. But I've had so much fun sharing some of my favorite stories and some new ones as well. I'll be back with just a few more, probably over the next week or so. Hope you all are well. Take care, and I can't wait to see you.